So I don't know if it's just me, but when I look at things, I try to, in some way, in some sense, think about it from a perspective that is interesting to me. That's the money side of things in terms of video games. How video games, make money, how they, do sales and marketing and, all of these other things to be able to appeal to gamers because I'm very interested in the process of making a video game. In fact, it took a few years to learn the process, and at some point, I will be in the process of producing one for myself. Wish me luck. What I wanted to talk about today is the Division 2 and its business model, which was thriving, but at some point got put down, and I think was a huge loss, much bigger than we can realize because we cannot necessarily go back and retroactively calculate the potential. However, we can take a benchmark from the release of Warlords of New York and run the numbers from there. Welcome to the Gamer Dad channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be looking at the division from a money side. I wish I could get you guys some build videos. I have one, but maybe you will have to wait for that, okay? But today we're going to be looking at this particular perspective. When the Division 2 brought out its first major DLC, it was Warlords of New York. That DLC, I thought, was probably one of the most pristine marketing that you would see for a video game in the live service genre, especially a video game that wasn't a free-to-play game. So what the developers had done is they had successfully sold millions of copies of this game. Even when the console sales were not so strong, the PC sales basically carried the game, no doubt about that. However, the console sales eventually picked up, and at the onset of Warlords of New York, the Division game dropped all the way down to $3. This not only opened the door for people who were probably guessing or second guessing to come in, it also allowed for the double dipping. If you think about it, the Division does not have crossplay nor cross save. So a lot of people looked at the deal on maybe some other platforms that they have friends on and said, maybe I should get a copy for a friend or maybe for myself. That was actually when I got my PlayStation copy of the game. I was first playing on PC. If you look, this is the most recent gameplay of my PC account, and I'm still sitting at shade level 814 on PC, a very vibrant community. I've surpassed shade level 1000 and I've gotten basically almost everything that I want pretty much from there, if you understand what I mean. So that's how crazy it is. So the double dipping brought in sales, those $3 a piece, very, very important. They add up. When millions of people spend $3, it turns to millions of dollars. That's how math works. And then with that, they sold the DLC for $29.99 about. And I think this basically opened doors and broke ground and gave the Division 2 more publicity, more light. I'm thinking about this now because we never got any second DLC that carried that same effect, especially in light of what is going on right now in the market for a big video game that came out in its own time, that is coming out with its own DLC very soon. Not only is this DLC just one that, you can just look over, it is a very significant DLC that is going to cost a lot more than Warlords of New York, actually did cost. And that is Elden Ring. Elden Ring right now is coming out with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. The price and the cost of the game is reduced if you want to buy the bundle, not reduced to $3, by the way, right? But at the end of the day, it's a DLC that seemingly, because of the game's caliber, the way the game sold, and so on and so forth, that's definitely going to bring people back to the series, or at least for those who may be considering, may have been considering the series, they may come back. Now, I get it. They're both different kinds of RPGs, but I guess the core aspect of the point still stands, that if you can continue your video game and continue to support a good game, now Elden Ring is a much phenomenal game. I'm just saying, guys, don't, just hear me out. I know what I know what, you know what I mean. I know what you mean when you say it in the comment section. But I think Tom Clancy's The Division 2 would have benefited from this significantly. I guess maybe the short-term investment in terms of actually putting up the money to go ahead and develop another DLC and bet that it will probably be good was something that did not necessarily resonate with the devs. And also the bad will that had actually brewed in the community when people got banned after Warlords of New York was released because it came out with some bugs and exploits. Some people used them and their progress was rolled back. I think this probably signaled that relationship was possibly not going to move forward that way. How sad. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.